Oke, bismillah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Oke, innal hamdalillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruh wa na'udzu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. May yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa may yudlil fala hadiya lahu. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. La nabiyya wa la rasula ba'da. Okay, today I want to tell you about speaking test from English project. So today I will uh, speak about Russia. Okay. For the first, basic fact and geography. Official name: Russian Federation, and another location in Eurasia, stretching across Eastern Europe, and Northern Asia. Size: Russia is the largest country in the world by area, covering about 17 million square kilometers. Time zones: it spans uh, 11 time zones, which is a reflection of its massive territory, landscape, and climate. A huge diversity for Arctic tundra, taiga, temperate forests, steppe to semi-desert. Major physical feature: rivers, the Volga, Europe's longest; lakes, Lake Baikal, the world's deepest freshwater lake; extreme climate: some regions such as Siberia, Yakutsk, experience incredibly low winter temperature is 50 minus 50 derajat. Okay, for the second, this is I have a history. Russia history is long and complex and extremely influential. Here are some key pieces: early Slavic states and Kievan Rus. The origins trace back to the medieval state of Kievan Rus, which uh, which was a federation of Slavic and Finno-Ugric tribes, an adoption of Eastern Orthodox Christianity around year 988 from Byzantium, had lasting cultural and religious influence. Mongol rules and rise of Muscovy. In 3rd century, much of Rus was conquered by Mongol Golden Horde. For centuries, local Russian people paid tribute. Eventually, the Grand Principality of Moscow grew in power, over, overthrowing Mongol dominance and annexing many Russian lands. And then Tsardom and Russian Empire. Ivan IV was crowned the first Tsar in 16th century. Over a century, Russia expanded massively, reaching Siberia, the Caucasus, Central Asia, and parts of Europe. Under Peter the Great and Catherine the Great, the empire modernize, expand, and become a great European power. Revolution for the fourth is Revolution and Soviet era. In 19 and 17, the Russian Revolution ended fascist regime. The Bolshevik communists took power. The Soviet Union (USSR) was formed in 1922, with Russia as the largest republic after World War II. The USSR became a superpower, but political repression, economic problems, and Cold War tension character much of existence. And then collapse of the Soviet Union, modern Russia. In December 1991, the USSR dissolved, and Russia declared itself a sister state. In 1993, Constantine was adopted, establishing the modern structure of Russian Federation. Since then, Russian had to undergo political, economic, and social thought. Many challenges remain. Okay, the third is political system. Russia is formally a federal semi-presidential republic. Here how its political system works. Executive branch. The president is head of state. The prime minister is head government, but the president has significant influence and appoint the PM. The current government as of May 2024 is a second cabinet of Mikhail Mishustin. Okay. Legislative branch. Federal Assembly. Bicameral parliament composed of State Duma, lower house, 450 deputies. Federation Council, upper house, represents Russia 85 plus federal subject regions. Each subject sends to representative. Legislative process is bills are introduced in Duma, pass there, then go to the Federation Council. Judicial branch. Judicial branch is judicial power, includes the Constitutional Court and the Supreme Court. Judges for top courts are in ways that often involve both the president and lecture. Federal culture structure. Russia is composed of many federal subject republics, oblasts, krais, autonomous or federal states, and another. Their subjects have varying level autonomy. There are also federal districts, each overseen by presidential envoy administrative, not spare the states. Political characteristics. While there is a multi-party system, power is heavily concentrated, especially in presidency. Some analysts describe the political system as strongly outgoing of soft authoritarian with limited real checks on president power. Corruption is widely seen as a significant problem in Russia. Demographic and society. Population is Russia is among the most population countries in the world. Ethnic diversity. Extremely ethnically diverse 120 different ethnic groups. Then major group include ethnic Russian, such as Ukraine, Belarus, and Czech, uh, and many more. Language. The official language is Russian. Many regions, especially republics, have their own local language and linguistic traditional region, religion. Historically, Eastern Orthodox Christian is very influential culturally. Also, parents are Muslim, especially in some republic, Buddhist, and various indigenous beliefs. Yes, education and culture. Uh, and then Russia has long tradition of strong education in science, mathematics, literature, and arts. Culturally, it has made enormous contribution to the literature, classical music, ballet, visual arts, and more. And then next, we comes to the economy. Natural resources. Russia is extremely rich in natural resources, such rivers, oil, natural gas, mineral, and timber. These natural resources are very important for its economy and for its geopolitical influence. And then economic structure. In the economy is mixed. There are state control to state influence large enterprises in energy, but also private business. Russia has faced economic challenges, including Chechen is after its action is in Ukraine, which have activated foreign investment and trade. Growth and GDP. According to recent Russian GDP, growth is fluid but significant. For in instance, in 2024, Russia revised its GDP growth to 4.8%. The economy is heavily uh, heavily influenced by government spending, including military spending. However, resilience on natural resource makes the economy vulnerable to price swings. Okay, the challenge perceived corruption is major hindrance to fair competition and economic development. Oligarchic structure. Oil power is often contracted in hands of a few, which complete board economic moderation section, especially since 2014, Sirma and more recently 2022 full scale war in Ukraine. Western section sanctions have significantly impacted Russia economy. Okay, maybe that's all from me. Thank you for your nice attention. Maybe last I say, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.